Thank you so much for taking time today to share with me your experience of your Reiki experience and how Reiki has helped you in your life.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you for taking this time for me also, because for me it's very important to let people know how good it was for me to have this uh, tool with me.
My first question, what was it like before you took my Reiki class?
Before Reiki, I used to do lots of meditations. It helped me a lot throughout the years. But at some point, I felt like I have some blockages that TM is not working enough. So I started exploring other practices. And so I did yoga, I did so many practices before. But when I started Reiki, I I I knew this is it. I knew that this is what I was searching for, and it really completely changed my perspective, and it was just a turning point for me.
What were you hoping to get out of the Reiki class when
You know, honestly, I did not know much about Reiki, and I
uh-huh,
wasn't really expecting too much.
uh-huh.
But and just when I started it, and with you, I'm so lucky that I had you as a teacher. And from the first 15 minutes, I felt this shift, and I felt this is something that I really wanted. I felt so calm, I felt so relaxed, and it was what I was really searching for with meditation. But sometimes I felt so many times that I might be doing something wrong, maybe the mantras, maybe I don't know. But with your class, in the class, I felt that there is nothing wrong that I can do with this practice.
Oh,
Even though I wasn't expecting much,
mhm.
but I started feeling the difference in the energy. I started feeling that, oh, I can use my hands for something. It's
Mm.
not only my mind that I have to just work on. It's also my hands that I can put somewhere in my on my body, and it will feel a big difference for me.
Mhm.
And I was really overwhelmed, and I felt like, is it true? Is it really happening, or is it just because this is something new? But when I left the class and I went home, I felt so happy. I felt so relaxed. I felt like, oh, I want to go back, you know? So it was really something. It wasn't boring. Usually, the first initial like meetings, usually it's boring. But in Reiki class, it was like, oh, I want more. I want I want to learn more. What can I do with my hands, with my energy? So it was really something uh, very like exceptional.
So what else have you noticed maybe by doing your Reiki self-care? Have you noticed like after you went home and you started to do the practice?
Well, Michelle, I've been anxious all my life
Mhm.
because I was born in Lebanon, which is a very beautiful country, but also we had wars and conflicts.
Mhm.
So I was anxious all my life, you know, like what will happen next, what the future would bring. So this anxiety sometimes was really too much that I used to get sick.
Oh.
And even with meditation, it was helping a lot. But at some point, I used to feel like I'm agitated. I'm not like calm enough. So what I noticed that from the first day of Reiki, I felt very calm, that anxiety was gone.
Wow.
And it was really something because I used to be very anxious, especially before sleeping, and I
Mhm.
used to have lots of problems sleeping. Uh, that night I slept so good that I was, my God, what happened to me? That would be my remedy for sleeping because I used to struggle with sleeping.
Oh.
So, and everybody else noticed. like my family, the next day I was calling my mom. I was in New York and she was in Beirut, and she's like, my God, your voice is different. What happened? And I was telling her about that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing that they can just tell over the phone
And
how
that was
they feel.
from the first day. That was just the first class that we had
Oh,
together.
oh,
Yeah.
that's so amazing. In between Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 or after Reiki 2, how did your life shift? What changes have you noticed?
Yes. Well, you gave us so many tools to use, right? Like symbols, like so many things that we can use also on others. And what was really fascinating for me is that I could use Reiki for long distance. And back then, my grandmother, she was sick and she was in Beirut, and I was so fond of her. And I felt, my God, I can help her from a distance, and I can just, do this Reiki for her. And it was amazing because I used to call her, and she used to tell me that, are you praying for me? And I used to tell her, yes, I am praying for you. It's like, because it's been a while, I haven't felt good, that good. And it's like, is it like, when I talk about it right now, I feel so, now she passed away,
Mhm,
but she she felt it. She
mhm.
felt it. And that was something that I will never forget.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I used to use it for my grandma too, who's in Japan, and yeah, it's such a nice way to connect with people in your life and be able to help them in a
Yeah,
way that's that's so gentle,
exactly.
and especially if you're far away from them.
The thing that I also noticed is that I feel more grounded, because when you're anxious and you're always thinking and you're always living in your thoughts, you cannot be grounded. Even with meditation, I couldn't reach this kind of feeling that I am grounded. I am really at ease. But with Reiki and with time practicing it, I felt like ease, and it's a very important feeling.
Mm,
It's especially when I came back from New York. It is stressful here to live here with all what happened,
mhm.
but I remained, calm, and it was just really thanks to Reiki.
What is your favorite part of Reiki?
I think that I don't have a favorite part because I love it all, like symbols, the five principles, the attunements that you used to do for us. It was amazing. So I think I love it, like as a big package, the whole
Like
package.
all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you wanna talk about what happened in Beirut, or maybe should I just ask you like what do you recommend about Reiki class to other people? Like ask you that kind of question first and then go into how you help people in Beirut after the explosion. What would you prefer?
Yeah. So in 2020, in August 2020, and it was during COVID-19. So it was edited, it was a very stressful time. And we had the revolution in then 2019 also. So it was all together, like the COVID, the revolution. Um, so the country was deteriorating, it's going down. And so in August 2020, this the biggest like non-nuclear explosion happened on the port of Beirut, and it was so close to us. It was maybe 4 kilometers away, and it was so huge. It was so scary that we lost everything. So it was just unbelievable, and I cannot describe it in words. So my mom got injured, my sister too, but I felt protected. And I used to feel protected because of energy, Reiki practice since uh, like long time ago when I started it. So, and at that moment, when everything collapsed, our house gone like completely destroyed. I was in the middle of this chaos. I was in the middle of the destruction, and I was intact. Nothing happened to me. Everybody else around me was injured, and I was like looking at myself, and it was like, my God, I have this thing. And at that time, and this is the first time I say it because you are the only one maybe to understand what I'm saying. I was doing this symbol, and I was visualizing in my head because it is the symbol that gives power, right? It gives you the power. So I felt it like it was going in my mind, and I was just getting up and going to just save my sister, my mom. They were on the ground. And this is when really I thought it is a good time to start helping others with what I know and with what I practice as much as I can, because it was not the right moment when it was so like everybody was just not knowing what to do next, or and this is when I started to first work on myself, because I know that I have to help myself first to be able to help others. So you cannot believe it that I was in the middle of this chaos and trying to just do the bathing and preparing to, it's like I am watching a movie and I have to act. It's not the time to just, collapse. And this is when this started. And yeah.
Wow. I know you mentioned that, you use all the Reiki techniques to keep yourself strong, right? Like dry bathing and simple, and you're
Yeah.
able to help people around you. And I didn't even realize, like, you were really in a, I know you were very close, but I
Yeah.
know you, I heard that you weren't injured, so I didn't realize your sister and your mom were injured. I didn't know, it was such a huge
I
impact.
think 90% of people around me, they were either injured or dead. So it was all around us.
Uh-huh.
But yes, I felt so protected that whoever used to ask me, where were you? And I used to tell them where I was sitting when it happened or whatever. They couldn't believe it that I was still alive, or I wasn't even injured, or I had nothing. So it might sound like, oh, well, like, yeah, but I believe that I was protected because I worked on myself, because I had this with me and I was prepared. And this is why I recommend everyone to be prepared, not to be scared, because you don't know what life can, bring you, but to be prepared for moments when you need it. You have to have it.
Mm.
You have to have it. So whoever is listening to me, I really recommend to have any tool that they can to protect themselves, because nobody knows what can happen and you will be in need for that. And this is what happened to me. And
Wow.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to you, Michelle, because you are the one who introduced me to it, and you were amazing. You are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what you're saying. That life brings you whatever it brings you, right? And then in that moment, because you had all the tools from Reiki, that you felt protected and you felt ready and you felt strong to be able to handle this
Yeah.
unexpected. I mean, I'm sure when you took it 6 years ago, that
Yeah.
you weren't expecting that you were gonna be using it in this way.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
And that's same for me too. I took the first class in 2001, and I have never thought that, like I'll be using it in so many ways that helped me too. So
Yeah.
wow. And
Yeah.
so you went on to, and I'm so glad that you have a roof on top of you now.
Yes.
You have a home, and so
Yeah.
in between the times, after the collapse, that you were able to help people around you with Reiki and.
Yeah. So so at the beginning, I started doing it silently. I used to do it on my sister
Mhm,
when she was injured, and on my mom and some of our neighbors.
mhm,
So I used to just do it even before or even without taking their permission because I knew they needed it.
mhm,
And they're not even like aware what to think or if, So I used to do it silently. But then they used to ask me, so Rita, what is the reason that you are still taking care of everyone, even though you had the same thing as us, but we feel like we're, helpless. And you are there just taking care of, rebuilding, uh, you know, taking care of your neighbors, friends, whoever need you. What is the secret? And I used to say, there is no secret. I worked on myself. And this is when they started to be, oh, okay, so what is it exactly? Because you do so many things. And I told them, yeah, simply it's the energy. I am, you know, I learned how to just heal myself, to treat myself, and to just be in help to others. So they started to be very like interested. And even people they used to come because people they used to come just like NGOs or whatever, just to have reports about what's going on, and people from all over the world. Like, so I had this Dutch lady. uh, she supposedly she was coming to just see whoever needed some mental like mental encouragement, or so she was talking to me, and I was telling her about the experience, what happened. Look at the port, it's so close by, and everything was destroyed. And she started crying. And I told her, you're supposed to help me. I think like now I'm helping you. And she said, you have this energy that I cannot explain. So I told her, learn Reiki. And she's like, I heard about Reiki. I said, yeah, this is what's helping me. And she was like, okay, can you teach me? I said, I cannot teach you, but I can tell you. I can just, and she used to come to have like a 5 to 10 minutes Reiki from me. So, and she was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to help you, and here you are helping me. And she promised that she will go back to the Netherlands and she will learn Reiki. And this is what she did. And she's always in contact with me to tell me, oh, I did Reiki. And so I cannot tell you, Michelle, how much I help people with, with this, with this practice without even knowing. They didn't know that, I'm doing what I have done until they asked, that is something very very interesting. We feel very safe. What is going on? And I start, working on them on the chair Reiki, just the way you taught us, right? And yeah, like my neighbor, she's always like, can you just do this sprayer for me? It's like, yeah, sure. And she used to be like, okay, now I feel more relaxed. I feel like at ease, because we are all traumatized after that. Even I am traumatized. And but I don't think I would have survived it if I didn't have uh, this practice. I wouldn't have survived. I wouldn't.
Oh wow, that's so
Yeah,
beautiful that you are even helping people who's supposed to be helping you.
exactly. This is just amazing, Misha. And I was so proud of myself. It's not that I am, I'm not bragging or anything, but it's like it is working. It's not just something that you can take lightly. It's something very real, and it helps, and it is there.
Wow.
So,
And what you shared made me think of the story of Master Usui right after they had a huge earthquake in Tokyo, and he went around and gave Reiki to as many people as possible. And you're like the Master Usui in Beirut version. Why you went
Oh my
around
God.
helping all these people? It just that's what I made me think. It's like, wow, it's a very similar situation. I'm
Oh,
so happy to hear that. You know how I always talk about in Reiki class that when I send you guys out, that you're the Reiki butterfly that
yeah.
touches people that I can't touch, and
Yes.
right, and that's like
Exactly,
your
exactly. And I used to remember those words. I used to remember those words. And so many times I wanted to maybe contact you or email you to tell you what happened, but it was just really so like incredibly intense here that every time I remember, oh, I have to tell Michelle because, thanks to her, I have this knowledge. I might have taken it because they say that Reiki comes at the right moment. And this is when you meet the right master. And so, yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh,
I cannot thank you enough. I can say thank you for 1 hour straight.
I want to thank you for how well you've been using it. This is a gift that I got from my teacher, right?
Yeah,
And the fact that I can share with you, and then you are sharing with so many people who really, really needed it.
yeah,
I'm so grateful that you're sharing this with me, and I know it was very intense. So now is the right time for you to share. I mean, for those of you who's listening, many of these things I'm hearing it for the first time, and it's really incredible that I can kind of picture you going around and helping so many people with your beautiful energy. So.
yeah.
Wow. Thank
So,
you. Anything else you want to share from your experience in Beirut, or I have
uh,
questions too.
Uh, well, this is the main thing that is related to Reiki and how, it really helped. And it's still helping,
Mhm.
after we had rebuilt everything now,
Yeah.
almost everything. Uh, I I still think that this is not something bad that happened. This is something that make me realize more and more that we are here to live and not to die. And to live, it's how you are treating your energy, your inner peace. And it's not only by doing your hair or just going to the gym. What is more important, it's what's going on inside of you.
Mhm.
And if I had died from inside, I would have died, like, literally, because lots of people I see people around me right now, they are like dead people because of what they had gone through. They are walking, but they are like dead from inside.
Mhm.
And I wish I can help everybody to tell them, you have something that can help you. You can use it. Everybody can use it, but you cannot just, you know, convince everybody that, you know, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But I'm doing as much as I can.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for doing that. I'm so touched, and I'm so happy to hear that you talked about how you took care of yourself first, right? When
Yes.
there's so many people around you who need you, we often just go out and help and deplete ourselves. And you stayed with my teaching and did, like did self-care first and then
Yeah.
took care of others. That's really important, and that's how you're still able to stay so beautiful and so energized and
Thank
so
you.
elegant.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, you're right. Because if I didn't think about me first,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to do, what they wanted or needed me to do, because they were so dependent on me.
Yeah.
My mom, my sister, some of my, close friends, they were dependent on me, and there was no question that I collapsed, or I was strong. It's not that I was acting strong. I
Mhm.
was feeling that I'm strong. I can do it, and this is because I had this like protective energy around me. And I felt protected, like even before that. I used to always feel that, with Reiki, lots of things are easier. Like even taking a cab, or going to a store, or finding whatever you're searching for, or whatever. For me, it was happening very smoothly,
Yeah.
without even like struggling to get stuff, even those, very, not important stuff, but these are daily life matters. So yeah, it helped in so many ways, from very little to really big. So
Yeah, so like even little things, right? Things just start to flow and then everything just works out for you. And then when big things like that happens,
yeah,
that you get to stay strong and
yeah,
you're in the right place
yeah.
at the right time. Oh.
I feel like Reiki is like intelligent energy. It's like water. It's just flow when it's most needed.
Hmm.
So you don't need to, focus on, oh, I need to do this. I hope I can make it. But you don't have to do that. When you do your Reiki every morning or every night, or morning and night, you feel like these things happen smoothly and without any effort, without struggle. And you are not expecting too much. You're just receiving good things that you don't even think of, So it's just very amazing.
Yeah, it's very effortless, I think is the word.
Yes, sometimes it is effortless and you can feel it, and it doesn't mean that there are lots of things that needs, some effort to do, but you are from inside feeling that you will get there.
Yeah.
As soon as you get your intention, or as soon as you set your intention somewhere with Reiki, you will get it. You will reach and you will be there.
Mm.
And it will never be about, the destination. It will become your journey towards that. And you will enjoy it, because even after the blast, I didn't feel like, oh my God, now I have to do this. My God, what will I do? I was like, okay, now it happened. Now I have to be strong, and things, will get back to normal.
So
And this is what happened.
so you have a faith.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for thank you so much for sharing that. It's just so great to hear. You know, it is for me in my life, right? But I never had anything as big as what happened to you happened to my life. And I believe that Reiki can help everyone, like how it helped me. And I'm so happy to hear that you in some way were prepared and protected to have this tool. And I just so incredible that you're helping so many people. I'm so happy to hear that.
I wish I can help more people, but I really need to learn more, Michelle. So I hope, I wish I can go back to New York soon, so I can just, get more of your unbelievable teachings, because I need it. And I think I want more now that I had reached this level where I can help. I can help myself and I can help others.
Mhm.
Now I feel that I want to learn more, and I want to deepen that. knowledge, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're already helping so many people, and with more tools, you can probably even help more people. So, and as you know, I'm doing everything virtual right now, so you don't have to
Yeah,
come to New York.
I know, but in person it's always like it's always different because I had experienced the class in person,
Hmm.
and especially with the attunement and your energy. This is why I think there are a handful of good Reiki or other spiritual practices that are really genuine and want to teach you not for the sake of just Reiki, but they can change your life by uplifting you uh, in a very beautiful way. I can learn Reiki online, or I can do it whatever, but also I think that the teacher has a very uh, important impact,
Hmm.
you know and because I know that so many people I know, they had learned Reiki and they didn't get any like benefit that whatsoever. They just feel that, okay, I did the Reiki, now what? Now I'm practicing, I'm doing, but I don't think that I got it right, maybe. So this is when the teacher play a very important role in any kind of spiritual, practices.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. And student play a very big role too.
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah,
was able to share the gift that I received with you, and then you took it on and you went like really far with it. So I'm very
yeah,
glad to
yeah.
see
That's true. That is
what
true.
you've done with it. So
Yeah.
then let me see. So what would be the main reason that you would recommend that Reiki class to other people? And I may say my
Uh,
Reiki class. What would be the main
oh,
reason you recommend my Reiki class to other people, maybe?
well, recommend your class, and specifically because I think they will get the most of it in so little time. We spent maybe total 4 days
Reiki master.
together in level 1 and level 2, but I felt like I had like so much knowledge and so much information and so much like things that it's like I have been for 1 month or 2 months taking the class. It was so like in a little time I had learned a lot. And this is because I repeat, because not every teacher can do that. So this is why I recommend you, and you know I recommend Reiki in general, but just for people to try to find the right master is very important.
Mm. Thank you, thank you. And
And I mean it, Michelle, because I felt it since, I told you the first 15 minutes, I was not expecting anything, but then, oh my God, I was blown out by the energy, by the ambience of the whole thing. And I didn't want to leave. And this is why I was like, my God, I want to go back the next day. I just, I wish I can go every day. And this is why I used to go for treatment.
mm,
And the treatment you gave me was so good. It did so good to me. You cannot imagine.
mm,
I used to feel so relaxed, and I I had lots of emotion that were repressed
mm,
and for a long time. And from this first treatment, I felt that when you started to just do your hands on me, I felt that, oh, it is just going, like the repressed emotions, I just, it was amazing. So yeah, this helped too. So those treatments helped me, even more.
wow,
So
that's great to hear. So the
yeah.
the Reiki session and the Reiki class both helped you.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
The combination was just epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you tell someone who's considering taking Reiki class? If they're watching this, what would you say?
Uh, wait for miracles. This is what I would say. And I really can't wait for people to discover it.
Mm,
I wish I can, you know, I can just tell people where to go, but in Lebanon, you don't have that. We have some Reiki teachers, but I wish we had more knowledge about that because people need it, especially in this time. It is very stressful and difficult as we're going through very bad inflation, and so people are really stressed, and I think this is well needed.
mhm.
So I would recommend your virtual class also to my friends here. So hopefully they can get what I got from you.
Yeah, there'll be more people who'll be helping with you, right?
Oh yes. Yes, this is my wish.
Mhm, mhm.
This is my wish because we can create a very, very beautiful world.
Yes, yes.
We can create despite everything what's happening in the world.
Yeah, and
So
thank you for creating such a beautiful world in your corner, in your home.
I'm trying as much as I can because at the end, nothing else mattered than to feel happy and to feel really satisfied and to just have this inner peace that can make you, survive
Mm,
everything,
mhm.
like everything.
Yeah, and maybe the word is not survive, but more like thrive, maybe.
Thrive.
Yeah,
Yes,
right?
thrive.
Yeah, because I see that you're not surviving, you're thriving in the situation.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the right word.
Yeah,
Exactly.
beautiful. Is there anything else? I mean, it's so great. I could like listen to forever.
Thank you, Michelle. This is genuinely, I was really telling my experience, and because I really want lots of people to know that they have the key and they have the tool, but they don't have to search everywhere. They don't have to search, you know, a lot to find something that easy because it's an easy practice, right? It doesn't recommend you can do it in a bus or in a train or in your car or whatever. It's so simple, but at the same time, it's so powerful.
Yes.
So I really recommend Reiki to anyone who's struggling or non-struggling, just to be protected from whatever.
Mm.
So whenever. I'm so grateful to you, Michelle.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you for sharing your experience and using it
Yes.
so well. Thank you so much, Rita.
Thank you.